Shalom, me homies. So, the Most High actually gave me a dream that I was supposed to share a while ago, but yeah, it's about the coming things that's happening, coming on Earth. So I'm just gonna share it now. Given I don't have all the information, unfortunately, because my phone got stolen last week. So, trying to give you what I got. So in the dream, there was a race. So in this race, there was a gate behind us, and we all just started going. It was like really bright, like a very bright day. There was a lot of us. We all just started running, and as I was running, it started to get darker. And then it's like I'll pass through a gate and it started getting darker and darker. And I passed through another gate, and I'm like, oh, it's nighttime. I better get back before, back to where I came from before, it gets too dark. But I'm close to the next gate, so let me just see where it's going to take me. So I keep going and I get to this room where there's just black people, like all bruised. Um, if y'all know bruised means Hebrews, like black people with the Israelites. Anywho, um, we they're just sitting down, all on couches. Some on like a sitting on a three-seated couch, one in a cushion, and none of them saying anything. They're all sitting just in darkness. So then I look at them, they look at me, no one's talking, they just there. So I run through the room to see where the next checkpoint is, and then it looks like I can't use both hands, but it looks like if you just take a door, crumple it in this way, and at the bottom one, you just crumple it in this way. So there's just like you can't go through the next door. So I'm like, oh. So I go back where I came from, see the people again. They look at me, and then I just keep running, and I'm running back, and then it starts to get brighter and brighter until everyone who was like in the race is like a lot of them are running back too. So now we're running all towards the same place and towards that original gate where we came from. So when we started to go there, there was like some food, which is like distractions. So I'm a foodie. So I went and I started eating food. And then I see people like, some people stop too. And I'm like, oh man, I need to get back in this race. So then I'm like, but I don't want to put the food down because I had two plates. So I just start running with them. So after I was running with them, then it gets to this place where on the left hand side, there are steps going up. On the right hand side, there are broken steps. Like three of the steps are broken. So you have to jump to try to climb up there. So since my hands were full with these plates, I just went on the left hand side. So yeah. So I went up, and then like all of a sudden the place just gone. And then I see Josh from Rebirth of a Nation. I talk to him, and then I get back to the race, and I finish the race. And then when I finish it, I see that there's a hill going downwards. It's like a slope going downwards and back upwards. And then I see in the distance there are people. So I go down the hill. Like this whole time I'm running, I'm not getting tired. I run down the hill and I run up. And on the left-hand side, it's like a one-way street. On the left-hand side, there are people there. And on the right-hand side, there's people there. There are like, it's a mixed multitude of like black people, Hispanics, whites, all of that. On the left-hand, right-hand side. And um, they're all like praising and anticipation, like shouting like, ah, like it's a happy, joyous occasion. So then I get to a spot and I start dancing. So like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just speaking in tongue and I'm dancing. And then I see Yahushua, or some people may know as Jesus, walk by really quickly. So it's like this tree. It's like this place where I could see out. I could see on the other side of the road. And there's this tree. We're all in the shade where I'm at. And then like really quickly while I'm dancing is just walking through. So he's going towards the gate that I just came from, or everyone just came through. And then someone, like two people I knew, this white and Hispanic lady, it's like, oh, it's Jesus. And I didn't want to tell her, like, that's your name is Yahusha. Then I woke up. So the meaning of this dream is basically there were people, I can't say myself too because I got distracted. With them, were going the wrong direction. Instead of going, we're at the gate of where we're supposed to go. Getting there, there's supposed to be a great falling away. So that's like the falling away. So then there are people who are coming back. Those people who were at in that darkness, those were people who got comfortable back there. They just got comfortable. They're watching TV. They're doing their own thing. Yeah, they know about Yahuah. They know about the coming of the Messiah, but they're like, oh, you ain't got to do all that. Those are that people. So Yahuah didn't let me go further than that room, like all the way into the darkness. Thankfully, he kept me from going there by literally destroying the door. So me going backwards is me actually returning back to where he placed me originally. It beginning this year to now has been tough. So I'm trying to get back, even now, back to where I was then, and back to my praise and worship and glorifying His name and all that. So there are a lot of people doing that too, like trying to get back because they see time is ramping up. So me going to that was basically again distractions. The food, that's what distractions are. Lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, pride of life. You got to put these things down. So I don't know what that is, but I guess I haven't got to that part of the dream yet, or maybe I have. I don't know. Anywho, the stairs was basically like Yahuwah's, separate everyone left and right. It's not like, oh, the goats over here and the sheep over here. Both are making it to the kingdom, but because they made it to the finish line. But there's like one that's getting like a lesser reward and a higher reward. The higher rewards for those who really strove to get up there. They didn't have anything in their hands. So for me, I'm like, I don't know what was in my hands other than me trying to build this business. So I'm like, well, maybe I need to put the business down and everything else trying to distract me during this time. Then this actually happened last year when I had this dream near atonement. So I assumed back then that it was like, oh, okay, well, this is, I need to get myself ready for atonement, get prepared and everything. Because during that time, like I felt the Most High heavy on me, like during that time, not atonement, sorry, trumpets. This is during the time of trumpets. So I'm like, okay, the coming of the king. So everything made sense. Now this makes even more sense because he's reminding me of it. And he always reminds me of my dreams when it's about to happen. So, yeah, basically me going to the other part of dancing and all that, like that actually happened last year. Like while I was in the house, my mom started singing and praising, and Yahuah was just like, dance. And I'm like, I don't really like dancing in front of like everybody, but I usually like dance before him privately. But I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to be disobedient, so I danced in front of everybody. And I danced with everything in me, started speaking in tongues and praising him. Okay, that happened the first day. The next day, same thing happened. Mom started singing, you would like dance. I'm just like, okay. Started dancing, started praising, and then like he gave me a word for like my family and for the Dada we had, who turned out to be a witch. But I didn't, the distraction, I wasn't able to deliver that message, unfortunately. So that was me dancing in front of people. The two women who was like, "Yo, Jesus," actually, while I went to the bank, there was a lady who used to be a Muslim, but I guess she got converted by the bank manager to be a Christian because she used to wear a head wrap all the time, and now she don't wear that. So then she was like, "Oh, do you go to church?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, I don't go to church." And I started giving the Bible verses why. And she's like, "Oh, okay. I'm used to that." So I'm like, "Okay." So I just go. She sends me to this other person, like the bank teller. And then, and then the other lady, I guess who converted her, she came to me and she started to speak to me about the Bible. So I'm like, okay. So I started telling her everything about the Bible. I'm telling her about Easter. I'm showing her where it says you're not supposed to celebrate Easter. That's Tammuz. I'm showing her Jeremiah 10:3, where you're not supposed to celebrate Christmas. She's like, oh, Psalm 68:4. This is the name of Yah. It's not Jesus. I'm like, she's like, oh, okay. And then there's a guy named Good Luck who came by. He's like, hey, you need to learn the Bible with this guy. He knows a lot. And I'm like, okay. So it played out in real life, but now I'm seeing this playing out that running part. So it's like the end played out, and then now it's coming to the place where it actually is playing out in this part coming back. Because I was heavily distracted with business and all this other stuff, things that I thought was important, but it's not. So Um, yeah, and he told me like record this and just send this as a message. Like, get your house in order. Like, get ready for the coming of the Messiah. Ready for the King, because he's soon to come, and he is walking quickly, real quickly. So don't get caught outside the gates, because once those gates are shut, you're gonna be that five foolish virgins. So that's all I gotta say. And shalom.